Hello friends, Those Back Pages here. I hope you're well. If the quote-unquote value of card collecting was to suddenly disappear, would you still collect? Knee-jerk reaction would be, of course, I love to collect. Yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. I wonder though, seeing a lot of investment stuff, talk going around on social media. And that's great, don't get me wrong. You do you, do what you want. But I think a lot of people are really focused on that, which is a little dangerous. You should be collecting because you enjoy it, not because someone says so. Collecting is supposed to be fun. Something you do over the course of a lifetime. Starting to see a lot of backlash against turning around again against graded third-party grading. You'll see a couple manuals there in front of you. I'll be showing off my manual collection tonight. Just because, why not? Since the last time I did, it's been a while. A lot of you are new. Appreciate that. Appreciate you being here. So let's show off some mail. Show some manuals, do some talking. All that good stuff. So whether you're watching this late at night, early in the morning, during the day, whenever it may be, I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you learn something. And I really hope you care enough to leave some comments, leave some feedback. It's important for us creators to interact with our friends, people watching. So, I had mentioned in the last video that I had a LeBron coming in the mail that was supposed to arrive the next day, and I couldn't wait to make the video. Well, it's a good thing I didn't wait, because it didn't arrive the next day. It got redirected or some crap like that. But it did arrive today. And I'm pretty sure, without, doing any research on it, is the most costly hoops rookie in the line. From 2003, Hoops Hot Prospects. LeBron James, rookie. Numbered on the back to 1,000. So this is part of the set. And it's numbered to 1,000. And I've covered up the grade because we need to start focusing on the card. Or not necessarily focusing, but being more concerned about the card than the assigned grade. I think as a collector, and of course I only speak for myself, and I don't speak as fact, I speak as opinion in this thing called life. like to get as many cards as possible. And sometimes we can forego the assigned grade to get the card itself. I think a lot of the people that have problems with third-party grading see what the card doctors are doing to cards. So not only are they destroying cards, altering, depending on your point of view, but they're also gaining financially in a very large sum of money, percentage, and all that stuff. So if people were to start paying, there's no reason to pay, hundreds or thousands of dollars for a common card just because it says PSA 9 or PSA 10 on it. There's really no reason for that. Scratch there on the case. So yep, happy to add that to my LeBron collection. Next up, I finally gave in, and just during one of the eBay promotions, I went ahead and, I like Mike Trout. So I went ahead and picked up the 2019 Sapphire. A raw copy, doesn't matter if it's graded or not. Graded, I like, some stuff graded, some stuff doesn't matter. I didn't take out the loop and look it over. This is going to go into the binder, but I pretty much paid more for this than the other. This is the fourth year of Sapphire, 16, 17, 18, 19. I paid more for this than the other three. And that's another thing that, that's an okay boomer, get off my lawn type of moment. I was fortunate enough to be collecting trout for a long time. And I was also fortunate enough that, most people, the first 2 years of this product, even first 2.5 years, actually, people didn't give a shit about Sapphire. It was an expensive box set that nobody really cared about, so the prices were cheap. And then Acuna happened, and now Sapphire is its own entity, and they just announced today that they're making Bowman Chrome Draft Sapphire for the first time. Let's just hope. There's no sapphire in this, by the way. It's pretty much an atomic refractor. There's no blue. So let's, for those of you collecting Bowman Chrome Draft, let's hope they put some sapphire in the sapphire. So happy to have that in the, put that in the trout collection. Next up, a fellow tuber, your friend and mine, who has an eBay store, and that'd be Nolan, Eliteco 3. I had a card up, and I sent him an offer, because I if it doesn't have a best offer function on his listing, go ahead and send him a message. Let him know who you are. Can't hurt. I'd fire out a lot of best offers on eBay, and I'm not afraid of butt hurting somebody, because I'm sending offers of cash for cards. They don't like it, they can decline it, they can tell me off. I've had that happen a couple times, but whoop-de-doo. Again, so the worst that could happen is they say no. Well, I sent him an offer on this one, and I won't say what it was. If he wants to say in the comments, he can. That's fine. But I added a Tom Brady Upper Deck rookie to the collection of Star Rookie. I mean, I showed the LeBron off in the last one. And it might be right here, actually. Let me see. Yes, it is. So, you got the LeBron Star Rookie right there, Star Rookie. So I really think that Upper Deck, which was around from 89 to 09 for the other three sports, they still do hockey. you want to argue semantics. Yeah, I know basketball didn't start till 91, football 91, I get that, but so there's a Tom Brady rookie. So really, really happy to have that in the collection. Even though it's sweatpants, it is what it is, but you know, I did notice that, you know, I don't think this one was counterfeited with reprints. You know, you read that crap on eBay, all that, oh, it's a reprint. It's, you know, buy a Tom Brady rookie, buy it now, $3.99, $3.99, $4. And you, of course, it's a reprint. Who are you kidding? But anyway, so I just actually opened that up just before I started filming because, you know, I was just getting everything ready, and then sure enough, you know, normally, you know, it's you know, very professional. So I opened the package up like I did the last time when I opened, I think it was the Bowman Brady rookie, and I opened it live on video. But there was another card in the envelope which totally took me by surprise and put a huge smile on my face, and it just said this, and then I saw this 620, and this 620 is in quite good shape, at least from it's got great color, but I guess, oh yeah, I can see now it's got a little rounded corner there. The back is not very centered. I'm guessing, you know, that's why it makes a good candidate for, I mean, the cardstock is nice. It's such a shame because the coloring on this is so great. It's not faded like most of them are. Damn, I love this card. So, yes, this will become a wallet card. Gonna wind up with the George Costanza wallet here in a little bit, but last month Rick had sent me a care package. Griffey 16, our fellow community brother, he sent me this, and it went into the wallet, and I'm doing something different now. There's a point to all this, so I can tell you exactly when this went in. You can see the corners starting to show some wear. All four corners showing some wear. There's a little crease right there, I think. But what I did was I wrote the date, I put it in my wallet. I should have done that with the other ones. That would have been great. But I just thought of it just before I was going, this day, November 23rd, when I was going to put this in my wallet. It's like I should just write on it. So I did. Now, I used a Stadler permanent Lumicolor. This is amazing. This is what I used if I signed your card at the National. This year, this is what I used. And my friend Kirk turned me on to these. He actually gave me this one. I can't recommend it enough. So I'm going to go ahead and put today's date is 12/13/19. Friday the 13th when I'm recording this. I'm just going to write it again. I don't know if this is going to wear off. It's not supposed to, but the nature of a wallet card, it can be pretty brutal. And then I'll write it over here too, just to have it. Awesome. Thank you so much, Nolan. I'm very happy to add that to the wallet, which will be done off camera, but it's going in the wallet. But man, the color on that is just so great. Oops. Just so great. Centering's pretty darn good too for the issue, if you're familiar with the greatest baseball cards. No, I'm just kidding. It's my favorite set of all time for obvious reasons. All right, so on to the mantle show here, and we'll just go oldest to newest. There's my Mantle rookie. doesn't really need any explanation. Here's my Mantle Bowman 53. Took me a while to find one that was centered at the price point I was comfortable paying. You can see there's a crease going right across here. Now, with my vintage, I don't care if there was a crease across his face, it would bother me. But a crease or something, a blemish or something in a non-eye place is fine with me. In fact, it just saves me money in the long term, because I paid a lot less for this than if this crease wasn't here. And that's a true fact. This is the way. Here's my 53 Topps Mantle. I like the centering on it. Doesn't really have much snow on his face. The cap is very susceptible to snow. There is a crease right there from his ear to the border, to the edge. But again, who cares? You can't really see it. It does feature a couple pinholes, so this was probably displayed on some kid's board. Proud to have that in the collection. Here's this 54 Bowman. I like the centering on this. It does have a crease, non-color breaking crease. It goes right under his chin, right all the way across. You can see it, and it's got, you can't really see it. It doesn't go all the way through on the front, but there you can see it on the back. It shows up more. It was probably displayed a couple times on somebody's push board. Next up is 55 Bowman. Now remember, he wasn't in 54 Topps or 55 Topps. This is 55 Bowman. The TV set. The set. Proud to have that in the collection. Not a huge fan of these. Not a huge fan of the horizontals, but you gotta have a 56 in your collection. His return to Topps. Centered well. Presents well. Is a Triple Crown year. Proud to have that in the collection. Here's one that took a while for me to find. It's 57 Topps. Centering on these is so difficult. It's decently centered. It's not perfect, but for 57s, it's pretty damn good. Mantle was my dad's favorite player. He would have been 8 when this came out, so he probably had one of these. He doesn't remember. He's not a big he's more music guy than card guys. Cars, actually. C-A-R-S. Than cards. But when he was 8, you know, I'm figuring he definitely bought he told me he bought baseball cards, because everyone did back then. So he probably had one of those. Here is probably one of the first, if not the first. What card number is this? 407. So it's a bit of a high number. But Topps, you know, the 53 Bowman color has the multiplayers, but I think this might have been the first Topps. You've got 2 Hall of Famers right there. I think that's Moose in the background. Here's the 58 Topps All-Stars. This was the first year that they made Topps All-Star cards. A very affordable card. If your name is JT, you can find one of these in the dollar box. this week. Way to go, JT. That was pretty awesome. Proud to have that in the collection. Next up, 1962 Topps. Very decently centered. Nice round corners. White showing. Not really a doctor candidate. I think Nolan said it a couple of videos ago. What if, what a vintage card should look like. He definitely said it for this card here. 63 Topps Mantle. Decently centered. Proud to have that in the collection. Next up is a 64 Mantle. It's got some writing on the back. It's this is a beater. I traded for this a while ago, had it graded myself. Just to have a mantle. This was the first mantle I had as an adult. The first mantle I ever had, I no longer have. Sold it a long time ago. Here's a 66 mantle. Again, it's got really nice centering. Not a tough card at all, but the centering on this card can be a pain in the ass. Next up is a 67 mantle. Now, this was the first mantle I ever owned as a kid. Not this particular copy. Like I said, I sold it, but 67 mantle I had. I also had a 53 Topps Jackie Robinson that I wish I still had. And a 71 Topps Tom Seaver in fantastic condition that I had. And I had all these when I was 13 or 14 years old. And I sold them. I couldn't even tell you what I got for them money, cash wise. I did sell them for cash and then use the cash to buy probably whatever the flavor of the day was. That's not something new. Many of you have done that. But I do remember one thing about my 71 Topps Seaver. If you know what 71 Topps looks like. Little black borders. My Tom Seaver will look great. I had no problem selling it at the show. The local card show in Queens. At the Adriana Hotel. Once a month. Saturday. I don't remember if it was a set Saturday. That part I don't remember. But I sold it to the dealer. I took the cash from him. Whatever it was, and I spent it at the show. And before I was leaving, the dealer who bought it from me pulled me aside, told me the card had been trimmed. My face must have reiterated that I had no idea what he was talking about. Or had complete stunned on it, look on my face or whatnot. But he wasn't accusing me. He wasn't saying, give me my money back. It was more of a, you gotta be careful. So there's a lot of people in the hobby now that think all this Slabgate stuff is new. And the story I just told was 34 or 35 years ago. So it's not new. It's new to grading cards, but it's not new to cards. I want to say for at least 50 years, people have been doctoring cards to make them look better. There are some people in the hobby that would love to see third-party grading crumble to the ground, burn to the ground, crash. I can't see how that would be anything but bad for the hobby. You don't have to like slabs. You don't have to buy slabs. And everything that's been exposed is important, because what's going on is unacceptable. But the alternative is very scary. Especially in a world driven by the internet. Some of you are lucky enough to have local card shows and stores within stone's throw distance frequently. Many of us are not. So we're relying on the internet to buy our cards. And if you're selling me this 68 Topps mantle, and you're posting a picture of it, and it's raw, wow, that looks pretty good. Here's a picture. It's mint. Pay me. Then you get it in the mail, and you can see, oh wow, look at that crease going across there. You know, this wrinkling right there by his wrist. Look at that corner. That corner is almost raised. The back looks nice. But yeah, there's a crease that goes right across there. You can almost see the indentation in the light. But here's the picture. It looks good. Pay me. It's the seller's job to get as much money as possible and to analyze their own stuff, to glorify their own stuff. Not saying every seller does that, but it's in the nature of the beast to do that. Now sure, you can get this raw card in the mail. You can see that corner is pushed in and raised. This corner is messed up. There's the crease. And you paid whatever you paid for it, thinking, oh, that looks pretty good. Look at that. And then you can fight with eBay, and you could open a return, and you can send it back, and you can get your money back. But at the end of the day, you want the card. You can go and make more money. You can stop buying cards and save up money. You can even sell cards and get money. But if you want the card, it's frustrating. You know, I think Nate in a couple videos ago said that he was showing us some great pickups for $1. He goes, I love this card more than I love this dollar. I value this card more than I value $1. Makes a lot of sense. So if you do that enough times on eBay, you get frustrated. Constantly, the excitement of winning. You won the 68 mantle, and then it comes in and it's all fucked up. You send it back, you get your money back. You know, wash, rinse, repeat. It's gonna get frustrating, trust me. You know, I was doing that with David Wright cards, 15 years ago, 14 years ago. Some of you might not even know who David Wright is or was, but that's not the point. So grading serves a purpose. It's not perfect. It's done by humans. It's done by some humans that are evidently on the take. But, not only does it present well in this case, I'm personally a PSA guy, but, the events of this calendar year, I'm open to the other companies as well. I always have been, but more so than ever. It's important. Third-party grading serves a purpose. Not a lot of people agree. Some people agree, and I don't care if somebody agrees or not. That's my opinion. Here's another tough issue. 69 tops. This one doesn't really have any tilt. It's fairly decently centered. I mean, if you know a lot about 69 tops. This is the basic, not the error white letter. This is the basic. This is his last card, card number 500. I always liked this card because it has his complete stats from his career, because he retired in March before the season started. Oh, there, it says it on the top. I didn't realize that. I forgot. March 1st, 69. So yes, all the grades were covered on purpose. I had a friend ask me in the last video why the Jordan, my Jordan rookie, had a tape over it, because the assigned grade is less important with each passing day, in my opinion. Here's the Jordan. It's a 5. It's accurately graded. It's got some paper loss, some ink loss right there. It's got some corner wear. It was in one of those, I'm guessing it was in one of those 1-inch screw downs that we all loved back in the day, and you screwed it real tight. That's what she said. And when removed, it took some of the ink with it. So I want to remind you to be kind. Boy, I really need to work on this outro. I'm not very good at it.